So Sam, I know that when I'm dealing with wills and will drafting, I think the first time I did it, I was really kind of blown away by all these weird words that come up. So I was wondering if I could ask you a few of these, and then we can just kind of clarify this. So I have about 8 of them, I think. So we'll start off with the word spouse. What does that mean?
Yeah, so in our context, right? So everything we're going to talk about in this video is basically in the estate context,
Right.
because some of these words mean totally different things, right? In a different context or situation. So
Yeah.
in the estate context, the spouse is the married spouse, the legally married spouse.
Okay.
So that's a legal marriage in Ontario, in Canada, or internationally, as long as that marriage is licensed and regulated under the rules of the country, right, in which the individuals were married. But in the estate context, generally, if you just see the word spouse, you're not including a common law spouse. So generally, you would say my common law spouse or something like that, or my common law partner.
Right.
That would be the sort of more correct way of phrasing it.
Second word, beneficiary.
Yeah, so a beneficiary are the people or person who gets whatever's left in the estate. So the beneficiary, if let's say there's an estate that leaves a bank account, a car, and a house, let's say there's 2 children, one gets the car and the house, the other gets the bank account. The 2 children are the beneficiaries. They're the people getting the value of the estate or the property from the estate.
So Sam, what is the term issue? What does that mean?
Yeah, so this is one of those estate terms that definitely gets confusing. It's issue in the sort of sense of like an issuance, right? Passing down. And an issue in estates, when you see that written in a will, right, to my spouse and their issue, typically means it's going to be the children and then those children's descendants, those children's children, so children, grandchildren, and so on and so forth. It's very similar to next of kin, but next of kin can also include your nieces, your nephews, your brothers, your sisters, whereas issues are just strict lineal descendants from you onwards.
Bequest. That's a weird word. Bequest.
Yeah, so a bequest is like a legacy or a gift. That word can appear in the will itself, but you can say, I give XYZ item, right? But definitely if you see the term bequest, it basically means I'm gifting or I gifted this.
Okay. Residue.
Yeah, residue. Another one that doesn't fit outside the estate context, I think, is this is the word that for more than any other, I mention it to people and they're like, what are you talking about? Residue is basically everything left in the estate after the named items. So let me unbundle that a little. So if in the estate we have a car, a house, and a bank account, and we say, I want my car to go to my friend Jim, I want my house to go to my friend Jim, and I want everything else to go to my friend Bob. Everything else, that's the residue, right? The residue is just the legal estate term for anything that's not named. So if you say, I want my car to go here, I want my house to go here, those things are named, they're not part of the residue. Anything left out just counts in the residue. And that's very helpful because it means you don't have to say everything in the will, right? You don't have to go through my computer and I have a chair and I have a couch, and you can just say, I want everything left to so-and-so, or you can name a few things and then say everything else to so-and-so, or to, you can even divide it up, right? You can say the residue, that everything else gets 50% to this person, 50% to this other person. So a lot of flexibility, and it makes things easier in the estate planning because it means that you don't have to go through listing every single item, right? You list the items that you have a specific goal in mind for. Right. So for example, if I have maybe a piece of jewelry that has a lot of meaning and I want it to go to a specific individual, you can list that, right? You can say my necklace or whatever it is to so and so. But for all the other things, let's say like the money in your bank account, your furniture that maybe doesn't have as much personal meaning, you don't even need to mention those. You can just say my residue goes to so and so or gets divided along this percentage terms, and the lawyers and your executor down the road will understand that that means everything that's not specifically named.